Hey up guys, what's going on? Welcome back. There has been a development here at York City. Juanito Lopez, last year's League 2 Player of the Year, with 28 goals in 42 appearances in the league, more than that outside of it of course, has 1 goal after 7 matches. More on this after the intro. Now, of course, eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed the appearance line on that, because 5 appearances does not equal 7 games. He scored 2 in the Checkatrade Trophy, however. It's not Checkatrade anymore, is it? Leasing.com. We've been through this last year. In recent cinema parlance, there has been an awakening. After no appearances for Liverpool, in 6 appearances for York, he has 9 goals. Welcome, Dan Morgan, goal machine. Only 4 starts as well. I have no words, really. Superlatives don't really do justice. 8.45 average rating over 4 starts and 2 substitute appearances in the league. It's ridiculous. What this means is we are currently unbeaten in the league. 6 wins, 1 draw. That draw partially to do with the sending off, but Dan Morgan clawing us out with a very late equaliser. Got there in the end. It's worth noting we don't have get stuck in on, so it's not even the fault of that. It's just 2 yellow cards for a player who came into the side in that particular match. He's back in again. He's very good. But yeah, it wasn't the greatest of starts for a Manquar. And before I show you the results in detail any further on, I need to introduce you to Darren Kinsley Guer Kasambia, or for the sake of narration, DK. Welcome, the longest name in the world. Nearly. In on a free and £100 more per week than Daniel Williams was here, because we did have to pay the full wage for Daniel Williams. He is a natural in the attacking midfielder role. However, if I show you the suitability for Mazzala attack, you can see sort of why he's here, actually. In those key stats, technique, vision, off the ball, decisions, dribbling, acceleration, of course, all those big ones. He's, apart from the decision making, 12 plus. I will be training him to be there. And of course, not bad finishing for a midfielder. First touch is pretty good. Long shots again. Flair, anticipation, composure, balance, stamina, all above 10, all above the average. It's a good signing, really. Operating at this level can improve significantly. Doesn't even put a label on it. Just say 1 black star further. So I'm kind of confused what that actually means, but free transfer is doing the Mazzala attack, and so far so good. 1 goal, 3 assists, 1 player of the match, 7.76 in his 5 appearances. Frankly, brilliant too. And of course, the reason why I had to bring you that is because that goal actually came in the following match against Grimsby. Look, boom, DK, Dan Morgan, of course, on that score sheet. Dan Morgan and Nacelle dealt with Bradford, and then the sending off really triggered things in the Carlisle game where 6 goals were scored by us. Tavares, Nacelle with 2, Dan Morgan, of course, Lee Tao and Goy's on that particular score sheet. Dan Morgan 3 times for Bromley, and then Man United under-23s were dispatched. Tahith Chong was in their team and, of course, scored because he's actually a really good talent. So the fact he didn't do more than he did in that game was frankly a miracle. Lopez were 2 in that one because Dan Morgan didn't feature. And actually provides me with a little bit of a dilemma if Lopez is going to keep scoring as well. And of course, next up is Dagenham and Redbridge, who have failed to win a single game so far, and then Coventry, who are top and have failed to not win a single game this season so far. Yeah, the exact polar opposites of the division in the next 2 games. 7 wins from 7 for Coventry, 7 losses from 7 for Dagenham and Redbridge. And Morgan miles ahead on that front. Estelle, by the way, still here. I don't know what happened to his transfer with Swindon. It just vanished. I can only assume he rejected the contract from Swindon and I just missed the news piece. I was working to bring in a loan replacement for him, which I delayed twice, not realising Nacelle was actually still here and going to still be here. So that never went through. Apologies to that player, who I kind of messed around for 2 weeks. I also accepted a offer from Swindon, again, for Janelle Bennett, who also rejected the contract. So, still here. Swindon going for all sorts of players from this division. They're surprisingly flush with cash, seemingly. Now, I was offered the opportunity to delay this match because of international commitments elsewhere, but I figured it would be okay for 3 reasons, really. 1, Dagenham and Redbridge have lost 7 from 7. 2, the biggest one of those losses is Genie on the left-hand side, who hasn't really put in the performances yet, despite his quality. Tavares is out as well. But I think we can cope with that particular one. And the third reason, of course, is the fact that this is the Qatar World Cup year and the games come thick and fast in the first place. So if I just delay it now, it's going to stick itself somewhere annoying later on, and we're in exactly the same position. That being said, I'm in a kind of annoying position right now because both fullbacks are currently on a yellow card. And of course, with Coventry next, I want both of them available to me. I played one of them in the last match in the hope that one of them would get a yellow card and then I could do a bit of, flip-flop over the next two matches. But no, he avoided the yellow card, which means neither of them are going to feature in this particular match, at the very least from the start. So with that accommodation in mind, the fullbacks are boys and goys. Didn't realise that would rhyme when I started that sentence. Amankwah and Romano in the middle, Smith in goal, of course. Dean has taken over the ball-winning midfielder role. Now he's fit and ready. Nasellan, DK in the middle. Bennett and Litau is on the wings, because obviously Genie is not available for us in this particular match. And Morgan up front. Not what I was expecting to say when I finished the end of last episode. The reason for Romano, by the way, is that Boo has a fairly hefty injury, a month and a half or so. I think we're probably already a couple of weeks into that. But of course he can't play this one as a result. And away we go, basically, for this match against bottom of the table of Dagenham, Redbridge. We do play both teams at home. I say away we go. I do need to put Nathan Dyer on the bench, I now realise, because I need the home COD player. And that's the only one I have. But that of course now makes me have 4 people who can play right back on that pitch or bench right now, which is too many. Keep the run going, guys. Of course, it is vaguely worth noting that some of those teams that we played in the interim are worthy teams. Grimsby are currently 4th. Bradford just outside the playoffs, but there's not a lot in that area of the particular table at this stage. So there's some good teams that we've got through fairly comfortably so far. Nacelle swings this one in, Dean's under it, and Dean gets his first goal for us. Wonderful. 3 minutes in. Didn't realise the time on the clock until just now. Oh dear. Yeah, Grimsby have started well this year. Port Vale have started particularly well, especially considering how they fared last year, those two. DK swings that cross in. Litau's at the back post. I don't know how he kept that out. That was a fantastic save. That all happened too fast for my eyes to actually register it. But what? Nacelle has a corner here as I annoyingly have to yawn. Romano heads that one over. I have to say, we are looking significantly fresher than they are. And they have double buns up front. I'm not going to make the obvious joke there. Nacelle swings that one in. Amankwah has the ball now. He's going to go backwards. That was worrying for a brief second, if number 9 had been paying attention. Romano is going to be the one to get this ball and probably lose it, I suspect. Yes, he does. That was a little bit too predictable for my liking, but Nacelle has got the ball now. Bennett outwards. Yep, there's boys. Nice ball back to Bennett, who ricochets, and Litau's there to deal with the loose ball and punches into the neck. They've had 4 shots with none on target. I'm seeing why they're bottom, and it's not just because of their buns. Damn it. Nearly got away with it. Bennett, though, here, yeah, this just comes off their defender, and Litau capitalises fantastically, actually. And honestly, he kind of deserves a goal. I can't remember if he scored yet this season or not, but he has been in brilliant chance creation form, at the very least. I'm going to say keep it going, lads. I will say they don't get complacent, or perhaps a different opposition. But yeah, Coventry 7 from 7, and now looking like 8 from 8. And there is a bit of a divide beginning to happen at the top of this table now, as Northampton are in 3rd behind us with 6 points the difference. And this early stage of the season, that is quite remarkable as that fizzes past the post. No. I was wondering if that was Anthony Pilkington, but no. I would take you off Romano, but I don't have it. Oh, I suppose I could put Goys in the middle, actually, if I had to. The damaged foot, that actually sounds kind of problematic. Pilkington now has the ball, and we're seeing a little bit something more out of Dagenham Redbridge this second half. I don't know what they've said at half-time, but Jesus, they are not performing like the team at the bottom of the table this second half. Already 4 shots on target in the 20 minutes we've played this half. Pilkington, though, here, yeah, just intro Sullivan, who, from a odd angle, Smith probably should do better there. I think he just wasn't expecting it, like me. Yeah, so I'm just going to have to stick Goys in the middle. He's exactly the same in all variants of that, actually. DK not having his best game. He has been pretty good for us so far, but... And Dan Morgan, actually, you're not seeing anything from him, annoyingly. Come on, Dan. I would so laugh if the only game he doesn't score in is the one against bottom of the table. Amankwah, though, heads that one basically to them straight away. Sullivan's he's equalised. How has that happened? We've barely even conceded this year, let alone 2. In fact, I'm pretty certain outside of since the first game, the only goal we've actually conceded... Oh, we conceded against Grimsby, actually. was going to say the only goal we conceded is when we had 10 men on the pitch. Well, I'm going to have to make that change up front, I think. Ooh. I like beginning with them. O'Sullivan gets on the end of this goal kick. Bunn is intercepted by a Manquar, but Weir does get on the end of it, and he's being played offside by our right back, who is Clark Smith. Don't know how to explain that bit, and then that's shunted out. Now, can we get one more chance before this game ends? I'm not going to get a chance to shout anything, that's for certain. Oh, just at the very last second I can. And somehow, that has ended up as a draw. That's how we give away Dagenham and Redbridge's first point of the season. That was disappointing. Considering we've just, in the league, come off a 6-0 and a 3-0. I mean, it's still unbeaten, but that's just annoying. By the way, all three strikers out on loan, doing reasonably well. 3 and 7 for Sharks, 3 and 4 for South, and 4 and 8 for Robertson. I'm happy with that. So, first v second. So I think with this one, we're going to go with the player with a little bit more experience in the form of Lopez at the front. Of course, Gini steps back in at left wing. Tavares back in defence, and of course, Vice Tamil and Clark and those full-back positions. Because if they get booked in this one, the next one's not as important as Coventry. So, yeah, fine, we'll take that. A slight knock to Dyer has meant that I have basically had to stick a random youth player who has homegrown club ability on the bench, because that's the thing that I need to do. There's a reason why I kept you. Then you get injured when the other one's injured as well. But yeah, full strength, otherwise we're all good. Highlight from the off. Whoa, that's a feeling I've not had in a while. Oh, I'm getting all nostalgic about this. Gini, though, takes over, spreads it nicely to Lee Tao, completely makes a mug of number 31 there, and goes very close. And I would not be surprised at some point I make some kind of I'm a huffer and a puffer at goal. Considering the name of their goalkeeper. Lee Tao, Nissel now. Dean's in the middle, that's going to go to them as a striker. Now, they've lost one of their main strikers this year because, oh, that's a yellow card for Clark, I probably... Yeah, straight away. Why does that keep happening? We're not on get stuck in. Yet one of the fullbacks, without fail, gets booked within the first 5 minutes every match. Lopez, though, through here. Not quite through here. Nearly through here again. Never mind. Yeah, he had a chance. Yeah, Huula was bought by someone... I can't remember who bought him now, but it was big money anyway. I don't think it was English. It might have been a Scottish team. Yeah, it was big money. So one of their main strikers has gone, and I'm pretty certain the one who scored twice against us last year. But Coventry are still the team to beat in this division despite that. I still predicted first, still actually first, and almost saw why there for a second as Tavares launches himself in front of that particular shot and gets away with it. Nicely done. Alan now sticks this corner in. It goes nowhere. Ah, there's the other fullback. I don't understand why we pick up so many bookings. Am I going to have to say stay on feet? Just to prove I'm not lying, by the way. DK takes over and run. Nope, doesn't. Nice through ball to Lopez, who is clear of everyone. And if he goes far side, no, he's going to kick it straight out the goalkeeper. Point here benefits us more than anyone. Oh, I thought Genius scored. I mean, it's not exactly the most thrilling of games. And that is the weirdly alternating... I've never seen a pattern like that in a team talk. Green, nothing, green, nothing, green. Wow. I've said it before, I'm saying it again. How can you tell if someone's listening passionately? Listening keenly, I can sort of understand. But listening passionately? How does one listen passionately? Anyway, Manquar hoofs that up to no one in particular, really. And DK sees the opportunity to get it through to Lopez once more. Wide. He's on a 6.2, which I'm not sure I'm going to allow for too much longer. Morris, though, has taken on Clark. Clark has recovered. He's going to take him on again here. Well, that was kind of not great from anyone involved. And Genie too, for that matter, although I don't have Bennett on the bench. I'm going to have to bring Gonzalez onto that left-hand side. He's actually right-footed, so strictly speaking, he should be a very good inside forward on that left-hand side. Everyone else on the team is actually playing quite well. Just those two. Clark, though, throws it back to Dean. Tavares. I do realise now I've given Dean a central defensive kind of number, opposed to a midfield number, but oh well. At the time I was planning to use him as a central defender, so that's why. But now it's just kind of messing with my brain a little bit. I mean, 0-0 against top of the table team that haven't even drawn a game, let alone lost. Well, that doesn't go anywhere, and that means there's more to this highlight than first meets the eye. I always love these kind of highlights. Well, I might not love it if that ends up in a mistake from Clark. Goes back to Smith. Goes back forward to Nacelle. Good so far. Leet out. That's good so far. Mild worry. This is going to end up in a Markanday. A Manquart. Back forwards. Dean's there. Don't mess this up now. I sort of messed it up. Eccles. There's a lot of change of possession here. So, okay, they are through now. So the only consolation I was having there as I was watching him bear down on goal is the fact that their number 10 wasn't really making that much of an effort to get into the box. I think if we just get a little bit of experience on in these last 10 minutes, get Smallwood on, get him to motivate that back line a little bit more, maybe hope none of them get sent off in the process. And in a game that we've actually kind of dominated, I'm still weirdly okay with a draw here. Considering everyone said that we would lose that match, even there. Unlucky boys, it wasn't our day, is what I'm going to say. It's not the greatest response, but I'll take it. Does mean 2 draws on the bounce for us, but unbeaten in 9 games so far isn't too shabby when you consider we've played a few of the teams lurking at the top of the table, actually. Northampton too, of course. What that means for the next episode, however, is I reckon our old friends Halifax and the team that you didn't get to see properly at the end of last season, Mansfield, who are up there as well at this stage. Because I am also eyeing slightly later in that month 2 teams that we've struggled to get the better of, Bristol and Salford. I think it'll be the episode after that. So, in the interest of this being quite a long run to go through again before we meet again, I think we'll do Halifax and Mansfield. Until then, ta-ra.